Good morning. It's an incredible honor for me to have led the Bylaws Subcommittee this year. I'd like to start by giving a giant thank you to Catherine Henry and Tricia Samlin, who volunteered to join the subcommittee. Let's give them a round of applause. Truly, their hard work and dedication is just amazing. We wouldn't have the bylaws to be reviewing in this matter if it really wasn't for all of their hard work and dedication. As a token of the board's appreciation to their hard work, a couple small presents for you. Nanette will deliver them real quick. That's pre-recorded, so it may take a second. Pausing for dramatic effect. All right, so it took quite a bit of time, and we did some extensive review. And we started with the original bylaws when the two organizations came together to create ARA. Looking at the 2007 bylaws, the revisions in 2009 and thereafter, looking at following, looking deep into the meaning behind any changes that we did so that we would really reflect the current members' understanding of ARA as well as the format, really streamlining what we thought was important, what the board has emphasized over the last year. And so let's dive in. As you'll see, there are 16 pages that were sent out. Page 10 and a half through 16 will be reviewed at a later time today. So let's really focus on the original bylaw changes. This will be sort of a three-step process. So the way that we're going to review is page by page, article by article, change by change. As you see on page 1 of the bylaws, we thought that it was important to bring back the mission statement of the American Relocation Alliance. The mission of the American Relocation Alliance is to maintain an organized nationwide network for relocation directors and real estate brokers, to provide quality and continuing educational programs in relocation, to provide a forum for free exchange of pertinent relocation ideas, and to exert a positive and mutually beneficial influence within the relocation industry for increased quality referral business within our network and beyond. Other changes to page 1 is the formatting. Article 2, sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Instead of having that period, in order to maintain a consistent formatting through the original 9.5 pages, we've removed all of the periods and keeping it a blank space followed by a tab and a hangover indent. Page 2 has no changes. Page 3 has no changes. Page 4 is our first actual change to an article. Article 6, section 5, bringing clarification to when a new director takes effect. The new board of director member takes effect immediately following the close of the annual business meeting. So later on this morning, or if it's already happened, as soon as Sean closes the meeting, those new directors will take effect. Also on page 4, Article 7, Section 6, under the officer president, changing that first sentence, the second president, to be capitalized as a proper noun. Page 5, Section 8, under the secretary, moved quite a few of the responsibilities of the immediate past president. We feel that the immediate past president is recruiter-in-chief, and that the responsibility of maintaining current and complete information about each ARA member is actually a secretarial duty. So moving that sentence up to Section 8, striking out in Section 10. And so now the secretary files and records, the files and records of ARA shall be kept and maintained under the supervision and control of the secretary. The secretary shall attend the meetings of the board and the regular business meeting of the members of ARA and shall see the minutes are kept of all such meetings. The secretary shall be responsible for maintaining current and complete information about each member of ARA. The secretary shall serve as the chairman of the communications committee. Section 10 now reads immediate past president. The immediate past president shall serve as advisor to the board and as the chairman of the membership committee. The immediate past president shall conduct the member renewal process and market the Century 21 companies that are not members of ARA for the purpose of increasing ARA's membership. Recruiter in chief. Article 9, quite a few pages, quite a few changes on page 6. Striking out E completely, as the directory committee falls under the communications committee. Section 3 is redundant to other sections, striking out in its entirety. Section 4, striking out in its entirety. When we remove sections 3 and sections 4, section 5 needs to be renumbered to section 3. Inside section 2 on article 9, page 6, changing the sentence structure, periods are replaced with semicolons to maintain consistent formatting throughout. And then section 2, letter D, renaming the newsletter committee to the communications committee, as it's not necessarily, newsletter is not the best description of this committee. And then also adding in newsletters / periodicals, as not all communication is in newsletter form. Page 7, Article 10, removing the periods after the sections in order to maintain consistent formatting throughout, and also emphasizing under Section 2 the membership's responsibility to be present in order to vote. So adding the sentence, members must be present to exercise their vote. In keeping with the theme of attendance and being present, Section 3, in order to keep us aligned with other organizations similar to us, members must attend at least one meeting every 2 years. Exceptions to a member's minimum attendance must be approved by the board of directors. This is really in keeping with the philosophy and the purpose of our organization. We are best educated when we are together, and our votes count when we're present. Section 3, letter B, changing and to form a proper sentence. Members must pay annual dues on time to be a member in good standing. Continuing with page 7, Article 11, Section 1, removing the period to maintain consistent formatting throughout, discussing how membership is terminated or withdrawn. A is withdrawal. Withdrawal by members shall be effected immediately upon receipt of said notice to the president. We kept this vague, as notice can be given to any board or director who will present to the president on their behalf or directly to the president, him or herself. Articles, continuing with Article 11, Section E, sometimes franchise agreements are terminated either by the franchisee or the franchisor. So we kept that to be consistent with both ways that they can be terminated. E now reads non-renewal of the Century 21 franchise or termination of their franchise agreement. Continuing with Article 11, Section 1, letter F on page 8 under 3, changing the end of that section to a period to remain consistent with the formatting throughout. And then under G, changing his in both parts of letter 3 or number 3 to their in order to remain gender neutral. Section 2, removing the period to maintain consistent formatting. And then Article 12, meeting of the members, talking about attendance, reiterating that. We thought it was important to be said twice in our bylaws. Section 1, extending the last sentence of Section 1. Each member must attend at least one of every 2 business meetings. Exceptions to a member's minimum attendance must be approved by the board of directors. Also on page 8, the very last sentence of the page under section 3 of Article 12, changing his to their in order to remain gender neutral. Page 9, Article 8, Section 1. Last year we voted to increase membership dues from $299 to $349. This now reflects that change. Also emphasizes that dues are non-refundable and that there are no reduction in fees or no reduction in dues if an office chooses not to attend the business meeting in any given year. And then also striking out all of Section 2 in its entirety. Moving to page 10, anything that was written in black is an original bylaw, and there are no further changes presented.